And I'm going to go ahead and be joined now by Max Mueller, who has video of the storm. He's going to give you more details on the storm.
Yeah, well, that family that we were talking to earlier that you heard from, they got a video of the full tornado from its start to its ending. And let's go to that video now, and you can see this is kind of when the tornado was at its strongest. It was big and it was mean, and the National Weather Service crews are also out here. They have already been assessing the damage, and their initial estimate is an EF3, and that means winds in excess of 136 to 165 miles an hour, somewhere in that range. So very, very significant damage here with these winds, as you can tell. This house here was blocked off for a number of hours here. It received some of the worst damage, and you can see some of the debris in the yard adjacent to the house as well. So this tornado was packing quite the punch. We'll zoom in here on this severe thunderstorm warning for Grand Forks here, and it is just about to Ardagh, which means it is also just about to Manville. They're on 29, I believe that's Highway 81 that goes north from Manville to Ardagh and Grafton. And Grafton, the worst of it seems to be past already. Same with Fordville, and Larimore just starting to get some stronger winds as well. You can see this severe thunderstorm warning into Grand Forks County, into Minnesota, Warren, Minnesota, Fisher, Minnesota, Crookston, not technically in the warning right now, but when the next warning comes out, you are going to be in it. Here is what we're currently dealing with for severe thunderstorm watches. All of central North Dakota into northeast North Dakota are in a severe thunderstorm watch. Also, most of northwest Minnesota in our viewing area is in a severe thunderstorm watch. Now, there has already been a discussion with the Storm Prediction Center, National Weather Service offices, of this area that is not in a watch down here, and we are going to be getting one here pretty shortly. And there's talk of the watch being what is termed as a PDS, and that stands for particularly dangerous situation, considering that we've already had wind gusts in excess of 100 miles an hour. All the areas that are going to be getting into a watch here, it is going to be a PDS watch. This does not happen all that often in North Dakota and Minnesota. A day like this, where we have seen as high a threat as we have been seeing, does not come around very often in this part of the country.
Meteorologist Max Mueller has been chasing storms in western Cass County and now joins us live. Max?
Yeah, guys, and also getting rained on here as that storm that just went severe warned just to the west of Castleton, reaching up towards me. I'm just to the east of Air, North Dakota, and behind me, if you were watching our coverage during the 8:30 cut-in here, this is that storm behind me here that I was watching coming up south from the southwest towards me. It did go severe warned. It's been putting out a lot of lightning, but in the last couple minutes, that lightning has really been diminished. As you can tell, I'm also getting plenty of rain. This is that new severe thunderstorm warning that is just to the west of Castleton here that's given me a little bit of a soaking, but there's still a chance of some hail with not only this storm, but that one kind of behind the camera. With this storm, we're seeing some chances of some hail near Page, North Dakota, and with that storm that's kind of near Wheatland, kind of in between Wheatland and Air, and behind me now, all of a sudden, is all that lightning illuminating the sky behind me. And I tell you what, I think I better get inside here to avoid the worst of the rain. So I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Be careful out there.
All right, thanks so much, Max.
Take a look at the KVR Weather Authority 7-day forecast. High of 8 on Sunday with that snow coming through. And we're probably looking at a good couple of inches on Sunday with that system coming through. Monday, early morning high of 2 and then get down to -6. And then we get into the deep freeze, -15 on Tuesday, -19 with a low of -31 on Wednesday, -9 Thursday, and then getting up to a balmy -1 on Friday. So here's something.
I know I complain a lot, but this is for real.
The forecast high for the South Pole on Wednesday, -13. They will be warmer than
the South Pole. I have nothing to say to that. Max, let's bundle up.
Yeah,
Everyone bundle up. All right, thanks.
Strong winds, rapidly dropping temperatures, and blowing snow all make for the perfect conditions for a research project at the University of North Dakota. For these students and professors, their goal this winter is to study blizzards and blowing snow in ways that have not been done before. It's part of a campaign funded by the National Science Foundation and is appropriately named Blown Under.
The Blown Under campaign is really designed to understand what the best way to measure properties of snowflakes and blowing snow is in strong windy conditions.
One of the instruments used to measure the snow is known as the Doppler on Wheels, or DOW. The DOW is most well known from the Discovery Channel show Storm Chasers, where it would scan tornadoes from close range. The past few weeks it traded in the tornadoes for snowflakes. The DOW can scan much lower than the National Weather Service and even UND radar to get a better idea of the impacts of blowing snow near the ground.
That gives us the ability to take really high-resolution radar data. If you were to take the original date that the DOW was supposed to go home, which was like 2 days ago, when we saw this ground blizzard potential coming up, we kindly asked if they could stay a couple extra days, and thankfully they were. And I think this case has promised to be like the home run for the project.
The mobile radar can scan the storm very quickly and get images traditional radar cannot. The radar data from the DOW can also be used with the data from atop Clifford Hall at UND and the National Weather Service radar in Mayville to get a look inside the blizzard that has never been seen before. And all this radar data will be used with information from many other instruments that were released into the storm and placed around town.
We also have instruments out west of town that are shooting lasers up into the air. And we're actually able to see snow particles fall through the air. We have a camera, that's a snowflake camera that we're running, which will also be taking pictures as snowflakes fall through the atmosphere.
As the storm drew closer, a particle imager was prepared to be sent up into the air and was the first time an instrument like this was used to measure a blizzard.
Sending this particle imager up will actually be one of the first times it's been done inside of an actual blizzard. So getting these images of snowflakes as it's ascending up through the blowing snow plume could be some of the first times we've seen images like this. Snowflakes are different, and there are many types of snowflakes, and knowing what kind of snowflakes actually falling has a lot of information to know how much snow you could actually get based on the type of flakes you have.
The balloon needs to be filled with 2 full tanks of helium in order to lift the 6-pound imager into the storm.
She gone.
The team then tracks the instrument with GPS to be able to retrieve it once it comes back down. With the Arctic front still just north of Grand Forks, the project is well underway. Students will continue to collect measurements through the rest of the storm and gain real-world experience for collecting data.
The students are leading the organizational efforts for the different components of the project, and so I'm just sort of there as a mentor in the background, helping out, giving my thoughts as much as possible.
This is really the first time that a lot of students are getting first-hand experience in the field. Including myself, really, as a PhD student, I haven't done a lot of field work, and so this is one way I'm getting kind of outside of the computers and actually out in the field, seeing how you can conduct a project and also how to lead students, which is an important part of the project.
It's real-world experience that the students involved with got very excited for, even if it meant getting stuck in a blizzard.
From Professor Kennedy's car, and we were in a blizzard.
Dude, this is nuts! I gotta go inside, my face hurts!
Max Mueller, KVRR Local News. Well, so how much snow are we talking from this system? It's not exactly going to be a ton in a lot of places. And as Futurecast would have you believe here, it's going to be 0 in everywhere. Well, we're looking at probably a couple inches, maybe 2 or so in Jamestown, despite what this says. Probably not going to see anything measurable in Fargo. 42 on Tuesday, 44 for the first day of spring on Wednesday, 43 on Thursday, 45 on Friday, and plenty of sunshine for that stretch as well. So break out the sunscreen, the shorts, and the...
Yeah. I think I speak for everybody when I say hallelujah. It's about time. All right, thanks, Max.
Yeah. And take a look at kind of the broad picture here. We do have a bit of an area of low pressure, kind of right on the border of western Manitoba there, northwest of Winnipeg. And from that area of low pressure, there is a bit of a warm front extending south out of it. And don't let the word warm fool you here, because it's still going to be pretty chilly with the air temperatures behind this front, but you can see in front of that front it is snow that we're seeing on the radar. Behind it, it is rain. This is going to develop into a big long line that is going to be pushing its way from Highway 2 from Grand Forks all the way to Devil's Lake and all the way to International Falls, kind of on south. Fortunately, this line of thunderstorms does look like it's going to be not sustaining itself for all too long. By the time it gets to Fargo, kind of fizzles out, weakens, leaves behind some rain.
Ryan officially broke the record this afternoon.
Goodness, that's a lot of time spent
Yeah.
standing.
His fingers must have been tired. Good for him, though.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to be seeing a day tomorrow that's pretty similar to what we saw today.